Welcome, everyone, and thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedules for today's webinar, where we'll be showcasing some of the new features and how to set up your profile and some nifty tips and tricks on how to leverage Webfluential to its full potential. And Murray will be taking over this session and will be demoing some of these features with you. And as mentioned in the invite, you've also shared some questions with us. So when we have some time towards the end of our session, please utilize this time to ask us any questions that come to mind. The floor is yours. And thank you once again for taking the time to attend today. Looking forward to sharing this news with you today. Murray, just confirming if you're there.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Justine. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for your time. And we're very excited to take you through some of the features that we've got in your new account. So I'm going to present and just switch between a window or two. But what I'm going to do is quickly show just a bit of orientation within your account environment, and then talk a little bit about customization. And then finally, I'm going to finish with what it looks like from the brand or agency side, so that you understand a little bit about how the search works and how you might want to be featured. And then, yeah, at the end, as Justine mentioned, we can keep all the questions for at the end, if that's okay, because questions that might come up earlier could get answered just in the demo. So I'm sharing with you now my creator account. So you guys have all set up yours, and just in terms of kind of settings and security, if you open up your account on the side and you click your avatar, you'll start with settings, and it's advisable to have access, that you access it through one of your social accounts. I've got Google connected rather than having a username and password. It just adds that extra layer of security, given that you do have your own personal information there, as well as things like your banking information, payouts, etc. So advisable to put that on. Also advisable, so when you sign up, it does pull your avatar if you've signed up through one of your social channels, but it often doesn't come through in high resolution. So you can just update your avatar by dropping an image in here, and it'll ask you to resize it. You can also format it a little bit, and then that becomes apparent. And then all of your kind of profile settings are here in terms of your country. Then your account. So rather than a wallet, we actually have an account now. And account is basically your ledger of all of the money that you earn and the money that you withdraw. So right now I've earned 15 Rand just as an example, and I'm able to withdraw that balance. So there's a process that you can follow over here if you wanted to withdraw that money that you've earned. And then what's also slightly different about this is we tie this, so we've separated out wallets having money, and then we also have credits. Credits are where you earn for referring, and you can refer creators and you can refer businesses, as well as earning for some of the activities that we're going to release in the coming weeks and months. So credits are a very kind of key part of it. That's why we featured it up there. So you've got your account balance and your credit balance, and then you've also got payments. So in time, we're going to allow you different ways to be able to make money outside of just offering your services to brands. We're also going to allow you to list the digital products, earn affiliate income, and a number of other things. And then you can also buy things from the marketplace. So there's products that you can buy, and you can add your card here. So it's really as simple as clicking add a card, and you can put in your debit or credit card. It's linked to your account, it's secure, and it'll ask you every time you want to use it. So that's some features just sort of underpinning the new environment. And then where you want to spend a bit of your time is on your creator profile. So what you would start off with in your landing page is you'll have your high-res image and your description. So you could edit that profile. You could say a little bit about yourself. What's important here is in the new search engine, it pulls information from your bios of all your social accounts and the content that you have on social, but it also looks with most priority towards this about function. So if you want particular words to be featured, and I've just done something unique here so that I can show you later on the search engine how that works, but you could put something that's fairly descriptive in here. So you want to invest a little bit of time kind of fleshing out a bit about your detail. The social age groups that you target, the profile markets that you target, it allows you to select up to 3. Again, be quite specific about what those are. Then you can go into some detail about the search tag. So I've gone creator, Bitcoin, crypto, just as an example, but you can add as many as you wish over here. So be quite specific here and then quite broad here. And then brands that you love. So those are also indicators for us to understand how we could map you to a particular brand when they are active on the platform. So that's editing the profile. You can just mouse over and drop an image in here if you ever wanted to update your profile picture. And then what it does is it has the list of all the channels over here that you could add. And in our older system or legacy system, we had where you would have to authenticate your channel first. And that was a big undertaking, particularly when it involved Instagram, because it actually required that you had a Facebook account, a page account, and that had to be verified. Now what we've done is we've rather allowed our creators to add their channels, and then at a later stage they can verify and validate. So you'll see this little green sticker over here is for a validated account. And if I've validated it, it means that there's a connection between your account and the API that pulls some insights, and that'll give you insights into the performance of your content. So it allows you to look at all sorts of interesting things, like I've got a massive subscriber base of 7, what my like ratio is, how many minutes have been watched, where the people are that, you know, in the world, what age and gender, what are the videos that I've produced, etc. I'm not really a creator, so it's not really a good reference to look at mine, but it's still very valuable information for you to be able to do that. And we have that across Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. Once you've added an account, what it's also valuable to do is to add service and pricing. So this has a selection over here of a dedicated video, a mention, a short, or a customer service. So that allows you to be a little bit more specific in terms of what it is that you're quoting on. And obviously with this instance, it's a Rand denominated profile because you're in South Africa. And if you're in another country, it will default to the local currency. So we're moving away from the kind of the moving Rand dollar or kind of foreign currency balance that raised a couple of questions in the past. We now have it in local fees. And then what you list here is the amount that you paid. It's not net of any fee. And you will just be charged a withdrawal fee depending on how you're going to be withdrawing. So from here, you'd want to just add as many of your channels as possible. You want to verify them, and sometimes it takes a little while before the insights button becomes available to you. And then you want to go and list your various products that you have for each of those channels. So particularly as Instagram has evolved, it's allowed you to be able to go and have a lot more. So you could have a reel, you could have a post, you could have a video, you could have a mention, etc. And sort of towards the end of things, we've got a little bit more sort of broad. So if you have a newsletter or a podcast, these are new channels to us. So if you have those, you could list them. And then this one, add other services, was something interesting that we saw from our legacy profile, that creators often could do anything. And we had some sportsmen offering a fee to be able to provide the service to go and attend kids' birthdays. You could have attendance fees. There were a number of other things that could be done in terms of kind of content and digital rights that you could do. So you could add any number of other services over here to be able to extend your profile and your earnings opportunities. So that's really how you want to get going, and you want to add all the channels that you're active on. And from there, you want to go and customize your creator page. And your creator page is an extension of your media kit. So the legacy Webfluential just offered a media kit, which was a profiling of your image, description, and links to your channels, and an ability to book you. But now we're moving into a realm where creators can showcase a lot of the work that they've done. And we're also going to be releasing the digital store in the coming months. And that allows creators to list products for sale. Those could be digital products like downloads, videos, courses, etc. So those are also going to become an e-commerce channel that allows you to have additional income earning opportunities. So what you'll do is you'll be able to enable or disable that. And your page, you'll be able to choose a handle. So when you set it up, it'll ask, what is the handle? I've chosen mine to be Murray Leg. And it'll check if that's unique. And if it is, it'll allow you to use it. And once you've set that up and start sharing, you'll start seeing this insight. So how many page views you had and how many clicks you had to your creator page. So you can then go and have a look at the analytics. Where in the world are people viewing your profile, and how are people getting there? So from Google, or they're looking at it directly, and then in time you'll be able to see device types and data too. But the real purpose of today is being able to highlight a couple of the features that you can use to customize your page. So once you've got your creator page open, you say customize. It'll open a little editor, and what it'll do by default is it'll bring through the channels that you have linked and your name. So what you can do here is you could change the icon style, and if you don't want to have it present on your creator page, you could also disable that specific channel if you wished. Once you've done that, you can click done, and then on here you could move them around if you would like to. So this allows you just to sort of tailor the content channels that you have access to. Those are obviously priority. And then over here, it allows you to add extra links or content. Now, what I might have here is I want to add a link. So if I go here, just as an example, this is a Calendly link, so that you could book some time to chat to me. I can put that in, and it'll bring through the favicon of that website. But obviously over here, it's looked like, it's posted the link, which isn't really the title. So I want to change the title to book a meeting with me. And then I can also sort of change this link if I want an outline or not, if I want it to be round or square, depending. So I'll just go with the 0 pixel outline and say done. And so that's really as easy as adding a link. And then you can also add content. So I can embed content. And that looks to YouTube. So I've got a video over here. So every YouTube video has youtube.com/watch and then this ID. So what you do is you just copy that ID, you paste it in here, you say add video. Sorry, it needs a title. So things to do in Cape Town. And then it embeds that. We could also move this around if we want to. And say, for instance, we want to add a divider. So you could say videos I like. And then we want to move this to lower. Sorry, this one hasn't updated yet. And this is how you can customize the content that you see. This is obviously mobile friendly. So if you look at the bottom over here, you'll be able to see what this looks like on a phone and what it looks like on desktop. I'm going to just save the changes quickly. And now I'm just going to show you in terms of theming this particular page. So at the bottom, you click on theme, and then you've got a couple of options: font style, button style, and page background. So page background, you really can go absolutely to town and customize this as you wish. So what you might like to do is you might like to have your profile pic as the background. Obviously, you can update a higher, you could tile it, you can have cover, you can upload a new one, or maybe you want to look at Unsplash. So you could have a look here and say, whatever it is that you want, it'll have a look to Unsplash, and you could decide you might want some dinosaurs. And then it brings those through. You could also, if you don't want to use an image that you've either uploaded or got from Unsplash, you could choose a pattern. So we've got a number of patterns that we've selected that are options for you. You could put in a gradient. So that's where you could choose a color, say between one or the other, and then you could have be able to swap it, go bottom left, horizontal, whatever it is that you might like. And then either you could do a fixed color as well. So if you just wanted it one particular color, you could opt for that. But let's stick with the dinosaurs. And then on top of that image, you can also enable filters. So filters allow you to put in a degree of blur. So you could see in the background there that this is blurring it out. You could put in a gradient overlay. So this is kind of a blue to black or blue to white overlay if you wish. You can change the opacity. And then really kind of navigate this as you want. And then you could also apply certain filters. So you could go with change your brightness, your contrast, put in a bit of sepia if you want, and really kind of work this out to your liking. So I'll stick with that. And when I'm happy with my background, I just go back, and then I want to change my buttons. So now that I've got sort of a bluey, greeny background, I might want to go with sort of slightly rounded buttons and just the outline. But then you can't really see the text so well. So if I change the button text to black or white, that might help. So I can do that. And then I can also put in a bit of a shadow. So let's go with the dark blue shadow. And then can put in a soft shadow. Could go hard as well, but can tinker with this a little bit. Let's go with one of those. And we can, you can even change the range if you want to make it super specific on a color palette. So that's a good looking button style. And then lastly, you can change your font. So it's up to you. You could say whatever the font is that you might like. I'm going to stick with this. And then lastly, you can change the font color if you want. So we'll stick with white. And then save your changes. And then you can obviously just check that works nicely on mobile. I've used the Unsplash account, so we're still giving credit to Unsplash and the photographer or creator, just as their requirements do. And then this little detail at the top here that I'm a verified professional creator. I'll speak a little bit about that just now. But once you've done this editing, you can say close, and then it'll take you back to this environment. Now what you can do is you can share your page. So you want to copy this link, or you can download a QR code if you want to include that somewhere, that's easier for people to scan. or you can include this, copy that, and share that off to social. What it'll do is it'll bring through your profile picture as your OG image. So, you know, when it highlights a certain image when you're sharing a link, that's the one that it'll bring through. And yeah, and then that's really what you want to be able to do is customize this and then be able to share it with your audience. The other thing that you might want to share is your referral link. So every creator has their unique referral link, which is determined, you know, in a similar way to the name that you chose for your creator page. And you're going to get rewarded 30 credits for business referrals. So someone that signs up through business, 10 for a creator referral. And I did get 10 signups of mine and converted 4. So you can track here without exposing their personal information, but just tells you that there is some information that's on the go here and what the status is of all of them. So you'll be able to earn those credits. And when you earn 50 credits, what you can do is you then can apply for a Creator Pro account. And Creator Pro is where a couple of things happen. One is that one of our customer success agents has a look at your profile just to validate all of the information, because a lot of the brands that want to work with creators are uncertain about who these people are, and they need a degree of trust that a third party has validated the information, they can trust the insights and audience, etc. So one of the things that will happen is a customer service agent will have a look at your profile. You'll also be able to add some showcase content. I've just taken a few images over here, but then these will also, you could have, you know, highlighted in content that you worked with brands. You could have specific showcases. You could set them as a spotlight, but these are also then going to be discoverable to brands so that brands can look a little bit deeper. And then having this sort of star of verification illustrates to you that you're that it's a good opportunity to work with you. So I've been an approved account just to illustrate to you that this is a possibility. But what you can do is you can redeem 50 credits to be verified as a Creator Pro, or you could pay for it. So that's where you could link your credit card and you can pay for that verification. And I'll show you a little bit later where that comes up in the search. But once you've got that creator profile set up, you want to be sharing that with your audience. So people can go and have a look over here, and then and you can, you know, whoever wants to collaborate with you can do so by clicking this button. And then where those collaborations happen is over here. So this is where you could start working with brands, and much the same as our legacy software, this is where you'd be able to have that environment to go and work together. So it's a chat environment, looks very similar to WhatsApp, so you can track reads and delivery, and then takes you through the process of what your deliverables need to do, have they been approved, has the collaboration been complete, finalized, and then the ratings happen as well. So ratings, and you'll see over here, so off the back of that collaboration, I've got 5 stars here, and the stars together with your accreditation, verification, and the content in your profile will illustrate to you where you appear on a search engine result, which I'm going to show you shortly. So that's really just a fly through. In time, we're going to also expose the creator search to you so that you'll be able to see where you're featuring in the search results. There's going to be the creator store that you're going to be able to list your products on, and then a few other items that we're thinking about, which could create an ongoing revenue stream for you. So that's really what we've got for now to illustrate to you. So I'd encourage you all to go and spend some time and tinker with your creator pages and get those up and running. We're also going to be featuring 1 or 2 a month on our social profile, just to illustrate like our really creative creators and what they're up to. And then what I'm going to do now is just stop sharing for a sec and reshare a different screen with you. so that you can see what it looks like if you were a brand or an agency and you want to search for creators. So for businesses and agencies, they have a search facility, and they really can search for people in a number of ways. So what you might say is, I want to search for particular markets is, say, sports. And I might want to say, I want to search for Instagram has followers that's greater than or equal to 5,000. So I'm searching here markets, sports, and followers greater than 5,000. I can also take that to be all. So I can search here, and I can find that there's only one person who meets this specific requirement. I can change this to all, and then I can search more broadly. And just as an example, you'll see here that the two creators that have Creator Pro accounts feature at the top of the list. So this is almost like a Google search where your best people to work with the most credibility from a creator profile perspective are featuring at the top. Then if I want to find out some information about Tristan, I can view him and look at all of the information about his channels, his audience. I can click through and have a look at any of his social accounts. And then I can see his rate card. So Tristan's done a great job in adding all of this detail. So if I want to collaborate with Tristan, it's really as simple as me as a brand being able to say, I want to do a paid collaboration, and there's a budget of 10,000 Rand, and I can say, hi, Tristan, let's get to work. And I can send that through to him. So that's that would kick off a collaboration with him. And I mean, we could send that just out of interest. Sorry. And then you'll see this environment will happen. And if Tristan's online, you'll have a little green button there. He'll be able to have a conversation with us, put a quote together, and then we can get going. So you can see over here that it's been delivered, but not Tristan hasn't opened it or read it yet. But that's and actually that's pretty cool. Thanks, Tristan, for doing that. He's opened his account. And I saw his the little green button going on there. So he's viewed it, and he might start chatting to us. So there we go. We've got a message back. So this is the environment in which you would then be able to collaborate. You could upload your files, you can back and forth, chat, and then collaborate until completion. So that's the new environment in order to collaborate. And just on the search again, so if we search for rabbits, that was something that's not particular to anybody else, but it highlights over here where that search came from. So, you know, it's prioritizing this description. Thereafter, it'll look at the description within each of the channels that you've created, and then it'll order those people depending on who's easiest to work with. So you can have that, and then let's just try football. Or actually, let's try beauty. Again, you're seeing kind of profiling here up top, and we've got 424 results in this. So, you know, we're doing the migration at the moment. So, you know, the 100,000 creators that we've got on the legacy environment are now moving across to current. So if you're competing with other people and you want to be discovered for the right channels or the right target, you want to invest into your creator page. We'll also be able to show you in time who's liked you, who's added you to a list, who's viewed you, and where you know, how many times you appeared in the search results, similar to, I guess, to a LinkedIn. So we're going to make that available to you so it helps you along your journey towards winning more work. And yeah, that's, you know, when there are lots of results, that's why you want to profile yourself and be able to stand out. So brands can search by relevance, create a score. This will come in time, you know, as more people have done work. So they'll be adding more credits, which is important as to why you should do your work on the platform, because then you'll be discovered a lot easier, or you might just go for reach. So, you know, this, I didn't specify for any country, but if we wanted to go for reach, this Ghanaian would be the person to go with. So I just wanted to show you that quickly, and so you know a little bit more about how you're being discovered. So for now, I'm going to stop presenting and just leave it to the floor and see who might have any questions and how we might be able to help you answer or navigate. Lorata, thanks. Let's go with you.
Hi, Mary. Thank you so much for the presentation. I've already started playing around with the new features. There's two questions that I have. The first question is, when I try to authenticate my Instagram, it keeps failing to authenticate it. I'm not sure why. So that's the first thing. I fill in all my details. It goes through every step of the verification. And then at the end, and then it says it's not authorized. So that's my first thing. So I can't verify my Instagram, but it verified my TikTok, which was easy to do. It's just my Instagram that's a problem. And then the second thing is, when I went to the Creator Pro and updated all my content that I've done that I think is really, really good, at the bottom it doesn't want me to say submit application. I think it says submit application at the end. It doesn't allow me to submit application. There's like a little error message that's like an exclamation mark that's orange, I think. And it has an error message. I just forgot what the error message is. Yeah, so those are my two questions so far.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dorato. So in terms of Instagram, I mean, adding Instagram should be straightforward. In terms of verifying your account, so actually confirming that your handle matches exactly what's there. If you're having trouble on your phone, you can always try it on your desktop. We do track logs of all of the performance of everybody. So, you know, if everyone's battling with the same thing, it obviously is a system or an API issue. But we know that most people have got it. I think if you still stuck after not working it through on a desktop, Amu or Justine from our team would be able to have just a quick 10-minute call with you and help you kind of get through that. And then in terms of Creator Pro, there's certain sections that you have to complete before it'll allow you kind of the green light to be able to apply. So it's making sure that you've got profile or cover images on all the featured content, that you've selected all of the right things. There's about 4 different checks. So there's 4 sections, and each one would turn green, and then finally it'll allow you in. So if it's orange, it just means you haven't completed 1 or 2 of those sections. Perfect. So Tristan, do you want to go for it?
Hi, Mario. How are you?
All good, thanks.
Good, perfect. Thanks so much for the presentation, man. It's nice to get a walkthrough of the new platform, man.
Sure.
Just to go back to Larato's question, I was also experiencing some issues getting my Facebook page or the Facebook fan page and the Instagram authenticated as well. Obviously, I see it affects then obviously the reach. Am I correct? Would it on your guys' side? Would it only pick up the reach on my verified platforms like the YouTube and TikTok and all of that? If it's authenticated, will it not be able to pick up the reach on those pages?
Our legacy platform used to aggregate reach across the different channels. The current one just looks at your biggest reach on one channel. So if your biggest reach is on Instagram, then yes, that might kind of be a challenge. But again, I mean, I'm sure there's just a small little technical step. Obviously, there's and I think someone in the chat's flagged that sometimes there's two-factor authentication that needs to happen, before you could share and verify and authenticate. But what we'll also do is we'll produce some videos, just explainers of how to do it, just to help guide. But I mean, in this early migration, you're welcome to just reach out to someone in the team, and they'll book some time to work with you.
Okay, perfect. Thanks, Mari.
Perfect. Thanks for your work. Okay, yeah, Pancho did give some good advice there. Vian, your previous experience and ratings are going to be carried over, yes. So so in terms of if you've done 15 or 20 jobs before, and you've got positive ratings for those will all be migrated across as well. We're just waiting for, so there was a migration script that would match your email address and identifier on the legacy platform to 2.0. And then sort of in about a month's time, we're going to move all of that in, and that's going to update the search results as well. Perfect. Any other questions, Lorata?
So before this took place, for example, I had 2 emails with 2 shortlistings, possible shortlistings. Now with this new profile, have those shortlistings been deleted, and now I might I don't know. I'm a bit skeptical, because beginning of the year, I think, if not February, I was shortlisted for 2. So I just want to check if now those shortlistings I might not be considered for anymore because my profile is not up to date yet. I just want clarity on that.
Sure. Yeah, great question. So the legacy platform is staying as is, and there's your wallet balances, and there's your collaborations, and then there's brands that often take 6 months to decide on which creators they're going to use. So we're going to have a transition period where you'll have 2 accounts. You'll be able to go to legacy.webfluential.com, and that's where your old wallet and your legacy collaborations will be. You could also just finish off working on those and then be able to withdraw your funds. And then on the new platform, there'll also be notifications there. So that's where you'll be shortlisted and booked. So it may happen that you're running collaboration on 2 different platforms for 2 different campaigns, but that's totally fine. We expect to have that during this transition period. So we'll also put a few links inside the 2.0 just to be able to go back to that if ever you wanted to look at a conversation or whatever it was. So if you've been shortlisted, I'm pretty sure that you'll get a notification, and that campaign will run on the legacy platform, and then newer campaigns will run on the new one. Perfect. Well, I just wanted to thank all of you for taking time. I think what's also great is, you guys are at that leading edge of innovation in the space, and then your conversation with the community of creators in the country is also very valuable. So information that you can share with them and help them with their questions is very valuable to us. We're part of the same ecosystem as you, and we're wanting to grow it for all the creators as much as possible. So it's a pleasure working with you, and thanks for your support. Over to you, Justine.
Thanks so much, Mari, for that very thorough explanation. It was lovely to see all the new features, and thank you everyone for your time as well. If we missed anything and you have any questions, please feel free to reach out via email. We'll also share a meeting recording of this webinar and a YouTube link that you can refer back to if you'd like to just take a look at the step-by-step process that we've shown you. And I hope you have a lovely rest of your afternoon. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.